The flashy ads, the big-name celebrities, and a gigantic social media push. HHS is pulling out all the stops to get millennials, yes, those are the young people, to sign up for Obamacare. But do millennials want Obamacare? Do they even want President Obama in office anymore? A poll just out showing a majority of millennials disapprove of the president's performance. 46% disapprove of President Obama's job performance, while just 45% approve. And now, our panel going on the record: A.B. Stoddard from The Hill, John McCormick from the Weekly Standard, and Susan Ferriccio from the Washington Examiner. A.B., first to you. Your description of the Obamacare rollout is a turnoff to the millennials. So how does the Obama administration undo that turnoff?
It's going to take a lot of work. I mean, I think that this is a generation of kids who are well informed. They're internet savvy. They also are struggling to find an anchor in the middle class and get their first few jobs and establish themselves with some kind of financial security. They know, if they've read about this, that it's off to a rocky start. If you just because you get into the website doesn't mean that you actually end up purchasing insurance. And they might have also found out that the non-compliance fee in the first year is only $95, and it's very difficult for the Internal Revenue Service to collect. So all of the signals from the administration to these people are, we can't handle what we promised. They have to do the reverse. They have to start talking about the benefits of getting insurance, the ease of getting insurance. Otherwise, I think these people are going to say, sounds like there's a lot of waivers and extensions and problems. Maybe we'll just sit it out and see what they come up with. It must be changing sometime soon.
John, so now we're going to have this sort of PR campaign where they're going to try to tell everybody this is great, all the millennials, this is fantastic.
That's what they're going for, but I don't think any marketing campaign can really save them from this law. There's one study out that said that 80% of people under the age of 30 are going to pay more for health insurance under Obamacare, even with the subsidies. So unless you make less than 200% of the poverty level, you're definitely going to be worse off. So the real problem isn't marketing, it's just simple economics. I mean, you have to look at the fact that there are millions of people out there who didn't have health insurance because they thought it was a bad deal before Obamacare. They made it cost more, and why would they sign up for it now?
I agree with that, and I also think if you look, there's another poll that says most young people feel like the law is not going to be around for much longer, that it's going to end up being repealed or it's going to collapse. Why sign up for something that's not going to be there for them? I mean, they're willing to wait in line overnight for an iPhone, which they're going to get and hold in their hand and have something for it. But for students, people with student loans, their parents don't have as much money to help them out. You know, they're struggling to pay their rent, to pay their $100 a month cell phone bill. I looked at some of the costs for young people all around the country. You're looking at costs $200–300 a month for big deductibles, $5,000 for a plan that only covers 60%. And, you know, just for young people, it's not going to add up. I think it's going to be really tough to get them enrolled.
So what happens if they don't? I mean, everyone's got such a grim view that nothing, you know, that they're not going to sign up. So if they're not going to sign up, who's going to pay for this, A.B.?
Well, that's going to be a problem that's worked out in 2014. The prices for 2014 have been set. The insurance companies are going to look after March 31 at just how many people were enrolled. The administration has said that to sustain the program, they're looking at a risk balance of 3 to 1, one young healthy person to every 3 sick risky elder people. If that doesn't work out and that equation is out of whack, we're going to see prices rise in 2015, and that's how it's going to get paid for.
Spike or rise? Spike or rise?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if we're going to be doing a taxpayer bailout of the insurance companies combined with higher prices or all higher premiums. I don't know how it's going to break up.
What's the best news for Obama administration on Obamacare?
The best news. I'm stumped, honestly.
Do you know, is there any good news coming out of this?
Well, I would think that if they can find a way to help the insurance companies through these risk corridors where there's some money that the administration can use, where they don't have to go through Congress, that might be able to sustain it for another year. And if they have, you know, see that Hollywood on their side trying to promote this thing and may be able to get more people enrolled. I mean, they do have, you know, Hollywood backing them with a big promotional campaign. It's possible.
But I don't even see a lot of sympathy for the insurance companies. The insurance companies are trying to knock like Mayo Clinic and MD Anderson. They're trying to keep them out of the mix because they're expensive place to get medical care. I mean, the insurance companies are not making them, you know, particularly sympathetic, like you want to help them.
I think it's easy for the administration to dump on the insurance companies when things go bad, just like when President Obama had to admit that people who were self-insured and were promised they were going to keep their policy if they liked it actually had just lost it and couldn't have it. The law was never going to let them. It's easy to knock the insurance companies and say, well, we had to outlaw those plans because they were so terrible.
Yeah, but isn't the president aligned with? I mean, isn't the president joined at the hip with the insurance companies? How can you blame the insurance companies?
If the insurance companies, The insurance industry cannot collapse. They insure us. If it's not made right for them, the whole thing collapses on itself. This death spiral of price increases that everyone talks about as a worst case scenario. We can't just blame the insurance companies. They've now taken in the sick. This has to work. And so the best news for the Obama administration is that in some states, some of the the percentage targets are being reached for enrollment. Those are largely in states that are running their own exchanges, not the ones that are under healthcare.gov. If they can somehow align the enrollment with the purchasing and make sure that more people are insured and convince young people, they might meet their target numbers.